This episode is titled The Demon's Quest Part 1. It came out on May 3rd, 1993. Directed by...
Demon's Quest! We want a quest for a demon! And if we don't complete the quest, he's gonna take our souls!
Jack Black in the house! This episode is directed by Kevin Altieri, story by Len Wein and Denny O'Neil, written by Denny O'Neil, and animation by Tokyo Movie Shinsha.
Now, why is
TMS.
that name important for this episode?
Well, I'll get to it in a minute once I finish listing my creds. We've got Kevin Conroy as Batman, Efren Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred, Lauren Lester as Robin, Helen Slater as Talia al Ghul, Manu Tupu as Ubu. I swear, if I'm saying...
Manu Tupu as Ubu.
Yes, it might be Tupo. I don't know, but I don't know. Oh my god, I can't. Why am I speaking in rhymes? And we've also got David Warner as Ra's al Ghul and Frank Welker as the Thug.
I hardly know him.
Who was the Indian thug in the first location they went to.
To Malaysia, in a pagoda in the shadow of Mount Marapi. I know nothing more. I swear it.
I have a feeling that guy was not Indian that did that voice.
Frank
Welker?
He's a famous voice actor and he's definitely white. Okay, so honorable mentions here. Tokyo Movie Shinsha or TMS animated this episode, and they previously produced the episodes that we reviewed, which were Two-Face Part 1, Fear of Victory, Feet of Clay Part 2, and Harley and Ivy.
Well, that's why it looked very good for an episode.
It did.
Oh, the mood in this episode. The
Hell yeah.
scenery, the mise en scène. I'm taking my glass of wine and I toast you to the mise en scène of this episode.
Oh,
Tokyo.
the colors were so rich in this episode. Like
They
the
were.
oranges and the Batcave, that orange that they use for like
That cave looked dope.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shots was just randomly Robin going into his university
dorm
room.
room.
His dorm room. And there's like a shadow goes over it completely and he starts climbing up the wall in silhouette. And I was like, I'm a sucker for the silhouettes, baby.
Yeah, I agree. That's almost love that Robin moment if I have to pick
Absolutely.
something. Also, the rain in that sequence is actual rain. It's the Two-Face Part 1 rain that everyone in this show wanted to use. And obviously, since TMS already had that rain in file because they did Two-Face Part 1, they're like, nah, let's just chuck it in there in this episode as well. So that's why it looks so good. Speaking of director Kevin Altieri, he's been credited previously in our On Leather Wings review, as well as being a previous guest on this podcast multiple times. Then we got story developer Len Wein. He's been credited previously in our review of Moon of the Wolf. And writer Denny O'Neil makes his DCAU debut in this episode.
And why is that name important?
Well, it's because he is obviously a very famous comic book writer and creator. The BTAS episodes Appointment in Crime Alley, The Laughing Fish, Off Balance, and Sideshow are largely based off of comics written by Denny O'Neil. And Denny O'Neil has co-created characters such as Black Canary, John Stewart, Leslie Tompkins, Maxie Zeus, Hydro Man, which I did not know, Madam Web, Azrael, or however you say it, the guy that took over for Batman.
Oh, don't mispronounce it, otherwise some douchebag on Instagram is going to think that you're a fucking non-know-it-all of Batman.
Yeah, that guy does not listen to the show. And if you are, fuck you! And then finally...
You guys don't know what you're talking about. Well, who let you guys in charge of the official Batman podcast? It's not the official one, mate. We're just that fucking good. Anyway, moving on.
And finally, the two most notable creations for Denny O'Neil is Talia al Ghul, and more famously, her father, Ra's al Ghul, is his co-creation. He's also well known for collaborating with artist Neil Adams on all of these projects.
Doing sexy drawings of me without a shirt on, detective, holding a sword. Don't show it to your wife.
Well, that's not this episode. That's next one. You didn't watch ahead, did you?
Ooh, spoiler alerts. No, I just know it's a famous imagery. I mean, Jim Lee does it in Hush as an homage to it. It's just that's a classic.
Batman
when I think of Ra's al Ghul, I think of hairy chest boy with a sword.
Yeah.
And Batman's like, you think you're the hairiest chest? And he rips his shirt off. He's like, take a look at that.
It's shaved bat signal into the hair.
That's kind of dope in a weird way.
It's actually, I was like, oh, will I do that? Maybe
Nice.
10 years ago I'd do that.
Wait, no, you've done that before, I think.
No, I've never done that. I've
No?
never done
I
that.
thought you
No.
did.
No. That's
Suspicious.
a level I've not gone to yet.
Maybe we
I
could do
will.
it like something when there's like a charity something going on, and if we raise enough money, we'll shave a bat signal into your chest.
Okay, I'm down. That sounds
Yeah?
fun.
Sounds
Yeah,
great.
charity's a great idea as well. Okay, all returning voice actors have been credited previously on this podcast in their first appearances on this show, such as Helen Slater and David Warner in the episode Off Balance. But as far as new acting creds go for the show, there is only one new cred, and that's Manu Tupu, the voice of Ubu.
Not
who
Madame
did-
Tussauds.
who did not reprise the role after this two-parter. So he only voiced Ubu for these 2 episodes. Ubu will be voiced by
how
someone
rude.
else.
Infidel.
Forgive my servant. He feels that no one should precede me. Call it overzealousness.
I thought he was very good as well as Ubu. I
Yeah.
know he has limited lines, but he delivered them really well. So Tupu was an American Fijian actor known for his roles
A what?
Fijian. Fijian. That's what it says.
Right in the Fijian, if you know what I'm saying.
That's Fijian. Fiji. He's from Fiji.
I am the Prince of all Saiyans, Fijian.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Okay. Serious. No, we're
Yeah,
talking about a
yeah,
serious actor.
Daddy O'Neill, yeah, hairy
Yeah.
chest, big boobs.
Tupu was an American Fijian actor known for his roles in...
Someone say two boos.
Oh, no.
I try and hit that every day.
Okay, he's known for his roles in...
One's a normal one, the other one's real dirty. Needs a wet wipe for that.
It's blue.
Two ply.
Okay. His roles in Magnum P.I., A Man Called Horse, and the
Oh.
role of pawnbroker in the Mel Gibson movie Payback is the other notable roles. I don't know if you remember the pawnbroker in Payback. It's very brief, but I was like, oh, that guy, because I love that movie.
I love Vegeta and I love porn, so it sounds great.
Hi, Steph. I'll give you 900 for this.
Okay, utility belt fun facts here. The address of Wayne Manor is given as 1007 Mountain Drive, Gotham in this episode.
Okay.
And I realized, obviously, the makers of the show were big James Bond fans, specifically on Her Majesty's Secret Service, which comes in later in the Snowy Hills as an ode. But 1007 Mountain Drive, Gotham, I was like, there's a little Easter egg for you. There's 007 in the address, which I think is very cool.
No, it can't be.
This two-parter episode doesn't feature a title card directly after the opening credits. Instead, it goes straight into Robin's kidnapping, which I thought was an interesting way to start. We haven't seen that yet, where it's usually title card, then the action, but we get Robin getting kidnapped before the title card even pops up.
Hey!
That whole sequence, by the way, like, is beautiful to watch.
It's race.
But it's so race,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's
from the
definitely
get-go.
race.
But I also wondered, how long were they there waiting for Robin?
Okay, guys, he'll be here any moment. We planned it, right? Ubu, yes, Ubu. That's right, Ubu. Ubu. What did I say? Ubu. What? Where?
Where are we?
Do we make a boo-boo again? I'll get someone to wipe you up. Where the fuck is this kid? Oh, he's got a collection of hippity hop, I see. Let's see what he's got. An East Coast man. Not quite my style. What do you like, Ubu? Notorious U-B-U. I think a U is called U, not U. Ubu.
Oh. Also, Robin has a picture of Bruce on his mantle, a picture of his dead parents, and a
Yeah.
poster of the Flying Graysons.
Yeah, well, I get the Flying Graysons, but why does he have a framed headshot of Bruce Wayne? Like, Was he like Wolverine when he's like creaming over Jean lying on the bed? Like, it's so weird. Like, it's like, no, it's nice to have a picture of like, you know, the guy who's like raising you and stuff. Like, surely get a nice picture of you and Alfred all together. But like, a headshot of Bruce Wayne it's a weird choice, you know?
That's what I think he sends to his dates, you know, as sort of like a thinking of you.
Absolutely.
Not his ward.
Love Dick. It's like, love Dick. Got to write the you. You boo? No, not you boo. Is it you boo or Ubu?
Okay, so more fun facts here. This 2-part episode is based on the comic stories Daughter of the Demon and The Demon Lives Again by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams. Kevin Altieri has said previously on this podcast that a demand made during the interview process... Demand! I don't know why I said it like that. That a demand he made during the interview process for this show was that he wanted to be the director of any episodes that included Ra's al Ghul.
Respect.
He and Bruce Timm even shook hands on that, and that's the part of the hiring process for Kevin Altieri, yeah.
Much respect.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am he who is called Ra's al Ghul.
The demon's head. I thought you were only a legend.
I am quite real.
This is the first time we see Bruce in the Batcave in his costume, but with his mask off, which is a very comic book look. And according to Kevin Altieri, again on this show, he has said that was another stipulation, is that he wanted to wait for this episode to show Bruce in costume with his mask off in the Batcave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we haven't seen
I
that
love
yet.
also, they're like, all right, we got the kid now we gotta go wait in the Batcave. He'll be there any minute. It's down there like, I'm fucking starving. Did you bring any snacks, Ubu? Uno. Oh, great. That'll pass the time. Bust it out. No. No. Uno, yes. There's no toilet down here, is there? Desperate for a poo. An number 2, if you know what I'm saying.
An Ubu.
An Ubu.
You must forgive Ubu, Detective. He is well trained.
Also, the fact that they're waiting there, yes, is weird because Alfred was obviously pottering around and didn't know that they were there.
Shut the fuck up, Ubu. Alfred's just down there. No one's around. He's like, oh, bloody hell, that one. Right. Filled the whole game up with that one. Ubu, it fucking stinks.
Ooh.
Oh, boo boo. Yes, boo boo boo.
What are we saying?
I don't know.
But also, when Alfred goes upstairs and Ra's comes out, does he know that Batman has just left to go to like Malaysia? Because the next time he goes down the cave, he's like, "Sir, I might have found a lead on Robin. Hello," and he's just gone.
Now Batman is missing as well as Robin. Am I next? No, I'd love to go on a holiday to Hawaii. Oh, that smell is still down here from earlier. Christ.
Okay, and then finally, the mask that Ra's wears resembles the Egyptian god Anubis, who is the god of death.
Anubu.
Okay, what did you think of this episode?
You know me, I'm not the biggest Ra's fan. I thought it's well animated. It's beautiful backgrounds, great art. Shot selections are really cool. I'm not super big on like the big broad adventures, and it was pretty obvious what was going on. But I enjoyed it.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it because I was thinking this isn't his bag, so I was waiting for you to be like, not for me, bud. But I'm glad that you saw it for what it was. I enjoyed this episode. I like the country hopping adventures, but I've always loved that type of stuff anyway. Following the clues, all the death traps, the Lazarus Pit, I've always thought was a cool addition to the Batman universe. I think it's
I do like the
fun
Lazarus
thing.
Pit, and I was thinking like it'd be cool, like it's in another version of Batman as an old man, and he's all beaten and broken, and he can't fight the streets of Gotham like he used to. and there's some horrible new villain that's like out there, and instead of going to someone like was it the new Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go in the Lazarus Pit. And he goes in there and he comes back as like Batman, and he goes mad, and he's like, I'm gonna be Batman forever now, like, and it's called Batman Forever.
It's gonna be like, baby. Well, without spoiling too much, because I don't know if you remember this episode, there is a Batman Beyond episode where the Lazarus Pit comes into play for old Bruce Wayne.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I like the idea of him going mad and like, obsessed because he's been poisoned by the pit. Poisoned by the Pit. That's also metal.
Oh, that sounds like a sick new single for my album. Poisoned by the Pit.
Make you go crazy.
Spin it, Ubu.
I found him in the back alley of somewhere.
I found him on one of my trips, and he was just spinning discs, man. I was like, whoa. The fuck are you get that type of talent?
Who are you, Ubu? Oh.
Nice.
That rhymed. Also, the music. I want to know what you think of the music of this episode.
Yeah, it's good. I don't really think twice about it, to be honest.
I think that like Middle Eastern vibe that they inject into it is very cool, especially when they're traveling all over the world, and it's like the Batman theme, but then it's got different instruments that you don't normally hear in the orchestra, that I thought added that flavor of the adventure that they're trying to put into place.
Look at it, Detective. One of the last of the rainforests. The world depends upon its oxygen, yet the rich see only profit in its destruction.
Ray Sugar was such a hypocrite when they were like driving through the rainforest. He was like, "Oh, everyone's fucking up the environment." It's like, mate, this is a fucking diesel gas guzzler. You're driving through the desert. We've flown on your private jet everywhere, like, and you like refuse to die. You've caused the most damage out of any human to the environment.
I know. And then Batman's
Shut
like,
the fuck up.
And then Batman's like, I donate millions every year. And he's like, it's not doing a thing. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? You're not doing shit.
Gotta kill some motherfuckers and balance the game, baby.
Yeah, I did like how that shut Batman up real quick, though. Where he's like, your money's doing nothing. And he's like, well, fine.
Your fucking money's not doing nothing.
Pouty rich boy.
Green's not your color.
Bruce Wayne donates millions of dollars a year to preserve these forests.
Which are being depleted at the rate of 120,000 acres a day. Does your money solve this problem? No.
I thought that the photos of Robin tied up were quite funny as well. Like, Imagine what was that whole scenario like? Was Race there with the camera, like, okay, still looks scared, and then bring Talia in too. Yeah, this will be good. Maybe we should pretend you're kidnapped as well. Yes.
Ubu, get the jazzy knife.
Uh-huh. Are you agreeing with me or just saying your name? I don't know.
Well, he does have more than just. He also says, "What's the other word he says?"
Infidel.
Infidel. Wait, does he speak more later on the episodes? Did he say you went asked to leave? Why am I thinking that he can only say his name? I don't know.
Because we said he was a Bond henchman, and we're thinking of Odd Job and stuff.
Jaws.
So I did like how Batman went very detective on that image, though, like very quickly, and determined that the blade and the rope was made out of hemp. That it meant it was like mercenaries.
He was like, I didn't think about the fucking rope. Good thing really good coincidence, Ubu. No boo-boo on that, Ubu. Real good.
Ubu.
Yes.
Still saying his name.
The tone of the Ubus is what you have to listen to. It's the tone. Panic Ubu. Ubu, Ubu. Cool Ubu. Ubu. See, it all works. It's just tone.
The tone of the Ubus is also another sick album he put out. I tell you,
That's true.
It's dope.
It's just chill beats. It's real good. Gonna spit some rhymes on it. Ricka remix.
We're talking about Raish. What do you think of Raish in this show?
It's my favorite version of Raish is in this show.
Yeah, I agree. He has always been the definitive version. My first version, but also, in my opinion, still the best. David Warner's voice is so good as Raish. Like the way he like carries his sentences, I think is really good. The animation on the character, I think, is awesome. And
character model, the piercing eyes, like
Yes.
he's the business. Yeah,
he is. He's got a real smoker's cough going on though. He's definitely still smoking that sticky icky.
well, it's part of the rap game, so got an ick to stick.
He even had a pimped out chalice. Like at one point,
That's
I wanted
right,
it.
he did.
I wanted it to be like, I see you're admiring my pimp cup, detective. As Jay-Z once told me, pimpin' ain't easy.
For hoes and tricks, I think is the next line. Is it? Boo boo. Boo 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 boo. That's not the words. Yeah, he's like, I kind of just fell into the rap game. I mean, look at me. I got my pimp jacket. I got my pimp cup. I'm balling.
He does look like a pimp from the 1970s.
I look pretty fly, as they said in the 70s, but not that long ago for me.
Do you need help?
I need nothing. As Napoleon told me, a strong will can fuel a frail physique.
It's funny how Raish likes to name drop as well. Like when he mentions Napoleon, like he's definitely that guy that would one up every story you have, right?
Yeah.
Like you would tell a great story and he'd be like, that reminds me of the time where I actually met Napoleon and we traveled the world together and we saved the dragon from being slain. And you're like, what is this guy talking about?
And it was a green dragon. Oh, it was so green. And I went, that's a nice color. Henceforth, I started wearing green.
I invented marijuana.
I did! Found it at one of my jungle escapades back in 1202.
Trying to save the environment whilst I was destroying it with my gas guzzlers.
Yeah, we had to knock down the crops and we started burning. And I was like, holy shit, man, I feel kind of cool. This is a chill vibe. And Uber was like, ooh, boo. He was there. I'd chuck him in the pit every now and then. He used to say full sentences. He's a bit like Hodor in that way. We used to say, oh, buddy, we gotta go. Buddy, please don't chuck me. Oh, buddy, oh, boo. Oh, boo. Boo, boo. Boo, boo. Ooh, boo. He still gets high, though. He loves it.
The best part is that he says full sentences in this episode.
Holy shit, you can talk?
Master, I've been talking this entire time.
See, it's just gibberish to me. Who boo this, who boo that? Man, I'm stoned. Woo.
That's why
I am fucking high. Something about the pit, it's like, you take a steam bath. Ah, yes. Oh, you're dressed like a bat. That's pretty cool. What's your story, guy?
You took me here.
I did. Is this true, boo? Oh. No? He says no.
Master, ahead. Look.
In the shadow of the volcano, just as the Indian said. Let us hurry.
So Batman fights some shirtless members of the Foot Clan in the alleyway, which I thought was
Someone
a fun
has
scene.
to be shirtless when Ra's al Ghul's around. It's a rule.
Yeah, it's a rule. But they look like foot soldiers from Ninja Turtles. But they had Batman's fashion sense from the waist down.
Yes,
because
I
they had
noticed that.
grey spandex, black boots, and black undies. And I was like, you just trying to look like Batman?
We're big fans.
We couldn't get the top in time, but we got the bottoms. We sorted that out.
We can only afford the bottom.
I cracked up too when that thug yells, "No!" and Batman just says, "Yes."
I hated that. And also
Ooh, boo. Is that yes?
Right back at you, boom. I didn't like the strike 1, strike 2, strike 3 because it's like, all right, well, this is gonna come at some point. And then strike 2 came like immediately right afterwards. So I was like, oh my god, all right. So now we have to wait ages until strike 3, right?
Yeah.
I did
True,
like
but
when he was like, please, after you. And then Uber was like, He showed him respect.
Yeah, I did like that. I did like how also Batman was like, I mean, it's granted, it's obvious, it's Raish, but one of the things that tipped him off was he was like, Ubu let me walk ahead of you when we were coming around the corner to danger because you knew there was going to be danger there.
Right.
And you didn't stop me. So I like that. Like, that's Batman still, picking up on
Yeah,
all of those
that's
little
you know
details.
what? Yeah, that's right. That really does vindicate it. You're right.
Yeah. So, as we said, Raish is a climate control advocate, even though he's just destroying the world. And
Save the rainforest, my dudes! All right, we got Willie Nelson out next. He's either going to smoke a joint, play a song, or do both. So let's find out together. He's got the pit next. We need him.
It's just
We
Ubu
need him.
It's Ubu in a wig. He does every single act. Like, Ubu's just multi-talented.
How do we get all these people? Some of them have been dead for years. Frank Sinatra was here. Ubu. 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 Ubu boo. I love this one.
That's Ubu. That's what all the Ubus say.
My Raish gets high every single day. I understood that one.
When Ubu hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's an Ubu.
That's a Ubu. Oh, wow. We got Demon's here as well. Ubu sing, ubi, ubi, oo, ubi, ubi, oo. Eat the Ubu.
Infidel.
Forgive my servant. He feels that no one should precede me. Call it overzealousness.
So Batman fights Black Panther in this episode? An actual Black Panther?
Hey. I thought the way he took the Panther out was quite clever to wrap him in his cape and then put like the smoke grenade in it.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I was waiting for Raish to be like, hey, let me get a hit of that.
Yeah. Oh, he's hotboxing him. Nice. Smells pretty good.
Let me get into that Dutch oven.
Some of that Gotham Kush I could smell. Mmm.
You clam baking in there?
I don't know, Toes. That smells pretty good.
Also, is Ubu from Krypton? Because he punched down a giant steel door, like with like 2 goes, like a vault door. He's just like,
but
boom.
maybe he's, it's like the martial arts where you pinpoint the exact spot, like in Kill Bill when she knows how to break the thing, finds the weakest point.
He should be like that.
Yeah,
Dude. So
what do you think
strong.
about Talia, Ubu? Huh? Your type?
Uh-oh.
Didn't understand that one. Ew.
Congratulations, Detective, on thwarting our tormentors.
I thought Batman looked like someone out of The Thing, the movie as well, in that winter coat in the middle of the snowy desert. That was a very
that's
Thing
super
vibe.
James Bond where he's like fighting all the people in the snow.
Well, yeah, it's total I'm Her Majesty's Secret Service. That's the ode right there.
I was waiting for bow, bow, bow,
and just also the guys, like the thugs on skis with machine guns. I was like, that's so James Bond. I love it. And then we
keeping
cut
the
to
Ubu end up, sir.
Swan, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the
Ubu
end up, sir.
Nobody does.
Ubu.
Then we get to Robin tied up on that throne before Batman finds him, and I was wondering, what do you think Robin was thinking before Batman found him, tied up on that throne, like just in the middle of this gigantic empty room?
I don't know. What do you think he was thinking?
Just this kink fest?
Oh, sorry, my brain doesn't work that way.
Kinky dungeon?
Oh no, I'm captured. How horny is that demon head? Who's the big guy with no shirt on called Fubu? What is it?
Fucked up beyond recognition. Oh, Fubar. That's what they.
That's Fubar.
Fucked up beyond Ubu.
I'd like that.
Also, the Lazarus Pit would be a great name for a sex dungeon, actually.
Oh God. You'll come out feeling more alive than you ever have before. And covered in semen.
That's the scene.
Lots. It's just a big kiddie pool filled with cum. Ubu loves it.
That's not the sea you're smelling.
Oh, God. C for cum.
Master, we must get you to one of the pits.
Pits.
Ignore him, detective.
I also thought the Society of Shadows looked even lamer in this episode. They weren't ninjas at all.
Guys, we gotta tone it down a bit. You guys were looking too cool with your goggles before.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know, they had the big long mustaches and like the medieval weapons. I was like, this isn't ninjas. They just looked lame. They looked like Ninja Turtle, like, henchmen ripoffs or something. But I thought that fight was okay, though. Batman took them all down Donatello style with a big stick, which I thought was cool.
I know. I was just like, oh, all right. Here we go. Like, it just felt like action figures mashing together,
Yeah. I guess the kung fu style or the martial arts that we've seen in this show is better served with someone like the ninja, the actual ninja.
If you're gonna have fighting for me, I like more of that style of fighting than just kicks and punches. And also, Ubu got taken down like a little bitch.
He did. I was surprised at how quickly he went down. Like, Batman, doesn't he catch the punch?
Catches the punch and then like crushes his hand and flips him over. I was like, okay, so Ubu's gonna get up and start. This fight's gonna start. But Ubu was like, oh, Ubu got a poo-poo, and just stayed down for the rest of it.
Uh-oh. I don't want to get up.
I'm done, okay? This is over. I can speak normally. We had some fun, but I'm done.
I don't want to play anymore. I'm out.
And that's 3.
So I liked how Batman knew it was Raish, like, most of the time, though. Obviously, we know it from the beginning. Do you think that, like, when kids watched it, they were like, that's obviously Raish? Or do you think...
Well, maybe like when I was a kid and I was a cinephile and studying story structure and stuff, I've been like, that's Raish. But I think kids have just been like, who's that scary guy in the dark?
With the same exact
He's
clothing that Raish wears. It was, as we said, it's obvious, but I liked how Batman goes through like the steps to tell us how he figured it out. And then we see Talia again. We haven't seen her since Off Balance. And she's basically a mail order bride in this episode. She really is.
What the hell? Why does he need a son?
Just to be the successor of the Society of Shadows and follow
Talia
in his footsteps.
Can't be because he's real old school because he's been chucked in a pit like for thousands of years.
That's pretty much it. He is sexist,
it's like, I know you need to bear a child. So in the royalty terms, you want a son because it's something to do with whoever's the man is the king, and that's how the royal bloodline goes on.
Sure,
but he's not royalty,
No, but he does consider himself like of a lineage, of like that, and he's from a time where men were the successors and women weren't, and I think he's just carried that with him throughout time.
Of course I'm sexist. Do you not hear the music I listen to all the time? Why do you think I love rap?
Also, Talia doesn't help herself, though. She's so horned up and, ready to get her citizenship. She's like, I want to be citizen of Gotham. And she's, all giving the flashy love eyes and, doing all the cutesy
Yeah, but
looks.
I think it's a weird situation because I think she genuinely does have feelings for Bruce, but not, don't want to be forced in a situation.
Like Raish tells him, my daughter loves you, and she looks at him, and he looks shocked because I think he's like, I've known you for a day.
But he was into that when they were together before as well.
I guess so, but love, I was like, that's strong. She been sliding into his DMs, we don't know about it. Why is there love there? That's fast. Talia doesn't waste no time. She's like, we're gonna get our succession on.
Right. Oh
my god, succession for the Society of Shadows. Who's gonna be in Raish's footsteps?
I'm not fucking leaving.
It works. It actually works. That would be amazing.
I love this pit. I fucking love it.
Then this means we must be enemies. You will regret this insult, detective. You will...
Father!
So Raish coughs up at the end and collapses and makes the funniest gurgling sound afterwards. Did you hear, like, after he's done coughing, he's like... And I was like, oh, God, like, that's all
Sorry.
the life leaving him.
Gulped a bit of that cotton mouth up. Ugh.
Does anybody have any juice?
Or an iced tea. Ubu. Ubu. I know that iced tea won't hydrate me, Ubu. I like it. What happened to Brisk? I used to love Brisk.
Master, have a green Gatorade.
I'll have a Mountain Dew if I have to have anything.
Is that the Lazarus Pit full of Mountain Dew? Do the dew, Ubu.
Mountain Ubu.
That's their paid advertisement done for this episode. When I'm thirsty, I grab a Mountain Ubu.
He's dying!
So what do you think of the Lazarus Pit in this show?
I love it. And it was really cool when he falls in the pit. I liked all the animation of like his face being like, ah, and like popping.
Yeah.
And the Lazarus Pit just absolutely squirting its dirt right back out. And like, oh, and then shooting Raish out. And I love that when you come out of it, you're just like fucking mad. And that's one thing I've always loved about the Lazarus Pit.
Me too. I like how he does this. He does jump out like, you know, like a superhero or something. And he does a superhero landing as well when he flies out of there. But yeah, I like the rage and the craziness. And that leads us right to the end because he's holding up Talia over his head in a fit of crazy rage as Batman tells him to put her down. And that's the end of part 1.
I said, put her down!
All right, we go straight into our top 3 then. We've got Almost Got 'Em, Joker's Favor, and The Laughing Fish in our top 3 episodes. Buddy, does this episode replace any of those for you?
Nope.
Same for me, but still beautifully animated, and I still enjoyed it. So what would you rank it out of 10?
6.8 out of 10.
Wow, okay. I gave it a 7.5.
There
So
you go.
whatever our average is, let's just say it's...
Don't care anymore. I'm
7.
older now, and I've lost that
I'm older.
inner autistic feeling that I must get that number right. I'm just letting that disappear now.
Is that your New Year's resolution or something that I don't
Yes,
know about?
absolutely. You don't need to know the true number because you'll forget it in the future. So
Yeah, you
who
will.
cares?
That's true. You sure you don't want to know before we move on? You sure you don't
I'm
want to
very, very sure.
know? Ubu? Okay.
I'm sure.
Okay, well, fit check. Batman wears a winter coat and parachute when jumping out of the airplane, and Raish wears his eyes wide shut kink mask at the beginning and at the end. And those are the 2 fit checks that I noticed. All right, next we're going to review The Demon's Quest Part 2, obviously. So we'll round out this 2-part episode. And then after that, who knows? Maybe we'll have some guests, or maybe we'll just keep on reviewing episodes. I ain't going to tell you. I know personally, but I ain't going to tell you. Just going to have to wait. You'll just have to wait.
Well, me included as well, then, I guess.
No, I'll tell you after the show.
Anything
All
fun?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sweet.
But we will return then next week with our review of The Demon's Quest Part 2.